What have I done? I bought a boat. Uh-oh. Did I make a right decision? I have no idea. I try to make a calculated, smart decision by buying the smallest size boat that I feel comfortable in, that should give me the least amount of financial future issues. I'm actually pretty scared of taking the boat out by myself. I haven't sailed in 4 years, and I've never owned a boat. This is the first boat I own. Am I going to sail this boat around the world? Is it gonna work out or not? Leave it in the comments. 4 years ago I crossed the Pacific Ocean as a crew member on different sailing boats, going from Panama to the Marquesas Islands, French Polynesia, Tonga, Fiji and eventually New Zealand. I knew nothing about sailing before. Now it is time to continue on my own boat. I want to thank my father for financing half of the boat. I want to thank my patrons for over the course of the last few years supporting $2,500 to the purchase of the boat. Thank you guys. Sometimes I don't know why I deserve it to be so lucky in life. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So my plan, if everything goes all right, is it's now the beginning of the hurricane season. So for the next 4 or 5 months, you cannot really go really far anyway. So I'm planning the next 4 or 5 months to learn to be a boat owner, to learn how to sail again, because it's a long time ago. And well, visit a lot of nearby places with the boat here in Guatemala. But before I take the boat out for the first time, I want to work on a few safety things that I have in mind, just so that I feel comfortable taking the boat anywhere. And the first thing is the engine. Let me show you a clip of the previous video where I actually checked out this boat. This is a Westerbeke Universal 20 horsepower engine. The owner admits that he does not know anything about engines, and you can definitely see that it's very poorly maintained, and that is definitely, well, some of the question marks I have and need to have a bit of luck with, that there are no big issues with. It is, however, less than 10 years old, even though you wouldn't say that when you look at it. One of the things that give me faith in this engine is that it does start immediately every single time you try to start it. That's it. With the previous owner, the boat was registered in Kansas, and with the bill of sale I now re-registered it under my name in Delaware. So now that's out of the way, now I can start working on the boat. So let's start with the engine. I put tarp over the boat because it can get pretty hot in the boat here. Now I'm going to town to buy some degreaser. Let me show you a little bit of Rio Dulce town. The bridge is part of the main road here, and next to it, but mainly after it, is where Rio Dulce town is. This is where I am going to eat my fruit shake, and it's $1.40 for a fruit shake. It's pretty crazy how close the trucks pass you here. So the shop I wanted to go to is closed. It is Sunday today. Yeah, it's already so busy on the main street. You can only imagine how busy it is during the week. There are quite a lot of, this is a general store, but there are quite a lot of boat shops here in Rio Dulce. A lot more than in Panama where I was, and also it's a lot cheaper here, even the food and everything. The life quality is a lot better here, so yeah, I think it's a pretty nice area to spend some time. It is time to be really honest. I did not sleep well last night, so everything you just saw in the video I actually recorded before the previous my previous YouTube video went online, which was yesterday. And then I read a bunch of your comments about reasons why the boat might not be the best fit. However, 2 days before the video went online, I had bought the boat, as I saw a lot of good points on it. I bought it on good faith, which you are probably gonna let me know how not smart that was, which I guess I have to agree with that. Yeah, so this is it. I do really like the boat, but I do see also after your comments that there is going to be more work, as that was told to me. So yeah, let's get to work. So one thing you can see on the engine, besides here and there oxidation, is that it is extremely dirty into oil. But one thing you notice is that this part is extremely rusted compared to the other parts. It doesn't match. And I found out that when the engine runs, this water hose over here is like dripping occasionally, and it's dripping exactly on this part, so that must in time with the salt water have given the corrosion, I expect. First thing I'm gonna do is just take this hose off, replace it. Even though this is a very simple job, I still like to make a picture of how it was connected, just for the future reference. So the owner left a bunch of tools on the boat, but I would love to have a good tool set. But before buying one, I first want to know all the things that are actually on the boat. Better get used to small spaces. Huh. Alright, there's one. Yeah. There it is. I'm not sure where the leak is, but I'm also not going to try to find it. I'm just going to replace it. Yeah, look at that. I found another toolbox. I'm sorry I'm not wearing a shirt, guys, but it's hot. There's so much stuff on this boat, and I still have to take everything out and see what's on the boat. But I first want to do this, but I remember that these hoses, similar ones, were still here, I think. See if that's the same size. Huh. 3, 4. I am not sure. Let's see what's more there. Okay, so this one is too big. This one seems a tiny bit too small, but I think that's the tiny bit is because obviously this you squeeze it on and then it gets a bit bigger. But it says something different. This says 15 bar and this says PVC braided hose 3/4. And so I'm actually not entirely sure if this is the right hose for hot pressure water. So I'm gonna ask someone first before putting on the wrong hose. This is the hose shop, and I have a friend of mine helping me. Thanks for helping, cowboy. So it's good to know this place because they have a lot of like these things. It might be good for the future. Today it is open. This is the magazine, and he just literally walks everywhere in every store inside the magazine to find himself what he wants, so he know he gets the right part. Funny. Degreaser.
No.
It's different.
The degreaser, that's shampoo. For the engine. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, excellent.
That's it. So it's a gasoline fuel dispenser hose. So let's put it in before I start degreasing the engine. That's not good. Where's that come from? Oh shit. The heat meter. I'm trying to squeeze the pipe on. I broke my first two things. Temperature meter. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. And this thing is loose. That's not good. It wasn't an easy fix. I thought this belonged somewhere, but this is apparently just the temperature meter. That cable is back. Alright, let's go back to this one. One side is impossible to get on, so I'm boiling water, and then I hope it works that way. That side is on, finally. Whew, that water thing worked. This one is easy. Oh, I pulled down a cable, that doesn't work again anymore. I'll figure it out. Oh, took only 3 hours, but it is in. Let's first continue with cleaning the engine, and then later I'll see if there are no leaks. It keeps being lightning and rain here, so I thought I'll just buy a light, at least then I can continue or actually start working on the engine. So the good news is that a bunch of things that I thought that were rusted are actually not, and are just extremely dirty. So that's good. I can use some good news. In order to get to the back of the engine, I have to go inside those hatches, and that is definitely my least favorite part of boat life. Since I'm busy here anyway, might as well clean the whole thing up. Alright, let's do the next hatch now, and after that see how in earth I'm gonna reach to the back of the engine and clean where the shaft is. So this is the hatch, and here is the shaft, and there is the engine. So I'm not sure yet how to get there, but I think I just have to climb all the way in here and bend to the left. Alright, the easy part is done. Now I'm going to the part where I'm probably going to get really frustrated. Cannot handle being in small spaces, then boat life is not for you. Yeah. I just bought carburetor cleaner because I want a heavy degreaser before spray painting the engine. At the marine store it was $18 and here $3. I have no idea where that difference comes from. Everything that I could get to has been sanded and degreased, and also parts I couldn't get to, I tried to degrease them with carburetor cleaner because I can get a little bit deeper with this. And now I think I'll also still take this off before painting it, and then I will use amongst others this tape that I still found on the boat to tape off the places that I don't want to paint. Well, since I now fully emptied the side lockers, there they are, kind of makes sense to just now also continue with the, I'm going in the wrong direction, there, the aft locker, and see what's in there and clean it inside and clean all the stuff and then reorganize it. By the way, if you wonder what I pay for this dock, pay $110 per month. I think that's one of the cheapest in the world, isn't it? A lot of these things are just disgusting. I'm definitely gonna throw away a whole bunch. The owner of the place has a part where I can temporarily store it. Seems a better idea when I still have to work on the boat. And now we're gonna continue with that disgusting inside of the hatch over there. This thing dropped on my toe, and that is one of the many to come boat blood. things that I will keep on the boat are the things that I either might need or the things that I absolutely do not want to get stolen. All these things I'm going to throw away. Who knows how old this is. Alright, it will all be here for hopefully not too long. That looks a lot better, right? Let me show you a before and after. So this hatch is nice and clean, as is the other hatch where I just temporarily put the stuff in. It is nice and clean, or clean enough. And this hatch on the back is far from being nice and clean. So that is where I'm gonna work now on. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it sure looks a lot better. Besides that, it's also not my aim to make the boat this nice that you should put it in a museum. Point is to be safe enough and good enough to go. The anchor chain of this boat is pretty done. I mean, this part is actually still good, but in the end it's really bad. So I'm going to take the anchor, put it on deck, and then take all the chain out. I want that to be renewed before I take the boat out. Like, this is the end part of the chain. That's pretty bad, right? I don't think you can fix that, can you? There are a bunch of these wooden pieces in the V-berth. There's more, and I gotta somehow unfold that to get the chain out. And I feel like this can need a cleaning session too here. So I got all the chain out, but there's a lot of these pieces here that I still need to take out and then clean it. Not sure I'm still gonna do that today though. That end part of the chain just looked horrible. Ugh. This is all ready to be replaced. Alright, it might not be perfect, but it's a whole lot better. This is a pretty nasty place to climb into with your whole body. That looks a lot better. Whew. Before closing the hatch behind my bedroom where the anchor chain is or was, I'm gonna spray it with white vinegar because I like to sleep with as least mold as possible around me. And after I finish the front hatch, I will also do those 3 hatches. Finished with the vinegar. I think I deserve a shower today. Alright, that's it for now. Bit by bit, now I gotta do maintenance on the engine. I gotta figure out what I need to exactly do. And there's one really big issue I found on the boat that I was not aware of when I bought the boat. Some of you guys had already put it in the comments. It's the way it is. I'm gonna take it like a man and fix it. It's gonna take some time. I'll show it to you next time. A big thanks to my patrons who make it possible for me to keep making these videos. If you'd like to become a patron too, check out the link.